Does Cub really like that?
And with that, welcome into our fantasy episode, Hillary Duff's Prime. That kind of says it up right there for me so far. Saints defense not doing what I had hoped, fantasy-wise anyways, and Rashid Shaheed not getting any return yards added to his fantasy score yet, which has been his bread and butter so far. I guess quickly before we get into this game, because it does affect a very pertinent matchup that we want to talk about. Let's talk about our week 6 and how we fared. I played Team Bryce in his first week in HDP, and I won. I had a pretty solid day. Nothing too crazy. Didn't have any players like really go off, I would say. Quincy Williams, linebacker for the Jets, had a really solid day, almost 30 points at linebacker, which was a big help. But other than that, everyone just kind of did their job, and it was enough for the W. Bryce's team kind of underperforming first week. It didn't help that Saquon wasn't coming in healthy. McCaffrey got hurt during the game. Devontae Smith got hurt during the game. Or did Devontae Smith get hurt during the game? Or was that during practice?
Practice, sure.
Practice, okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Either way, didn't have a great game out of him. Only 10 points. Did not get much out of his flexes either. So, I hope he bounces back because I do want him to compete. I don't want him to just take over this team in the league and get his ass kicked every week because that's no fun. And if I were him, I wouldn't want to play again next year and spend money on it that time. So I hope he bounces back next week. But it was good to get a W. Reed, how did your matchup go this week?
Not very well. Lost by 40.
Woo!
I don't know why the guy who's not good at fantasies clapping and yelling over there, but I'll bounce back. It was rough. Kirk Cousins came short. I came into the Conquistadors traded for Zach Moss and Cooper Kupp, and those ended up being incredibly good pickups.
Yeah.
DJ Moore's been solid. Tua, he drafted super awesome this year. Butker went off.
Mm-hmm.
His defense been kind of meh all year, but
Yeah.
his offensive and skill position players have been showing up. He's got Travis Kelce. Obviously, he's got 25 points, and my team couldn't play good enough. I believe I won least efficient manager this week.
You love to see it. As far as the Conquistadors go, I'll say that we're gonna get into. I'm sure we'll get into his team later when we do our power rankings. Brady, how did you do?
Well,
you got your first win.
I got my first step. Yeah, so we're on the board. Coming into Monday, honestly, Sunday I was like, okay, obviously I'm losing by a lot. I have no chance of winning. And Monday came around, I got on the sleeper app. I'm like, oh shit. It's like Dak's playing. I was like, if he just hits his projection points, I got a good shot of winning this thing. I'm like, Dak's not gonna do it. I'm like watching the game, I'm like, shit, he's gonna fucking do it. And I think by maybe a little bit in the mid fourth quarter, I think he finally broke through, and yeah. Never looking back now, boys.
Yeah.
But it was a close matchup.
We're here to compete.
Yes, sir.
Week in, week out.
Week in, week out.
Yeah, a nice day from Akira.
Yeah.
30 points, outside linebacker.
Dude, he is a monster
he is.
for me in fantasy. Number 3 linebacker this year.
Yep.
Probably one of my better draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Hamilton got fucking ejected. So that really didn't help.
What do you do?
I don't know. Hamilton on contact.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah, definitely not. Eagles defense kind of underperformed, obviously, against the Jets. Dak was Dak, so that was good. He had a really efficient game. He also ran it in for a touchdown, so you love to see it.
Nice week out there.
Wish I could have got a little bit more from Hawk, but 14 points from your tight end is not. You can't.
Yeah.
Really
Right now, the current state of tight ends.
Jacoby Myers looking like my best wide receiver, and picking him in the 16th round is
genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Really took a flyer on him, and he's only 26 years old.
Yeah.
So he is
And him and Jimmy G have a good chemistry together.
Yeah, he's shit.
Both got New England roots. I don't think they ever were on a roster together there.
No,
But
I don't think so. Was he undrafted?
Jacoby? No, we drafted him. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't say on the app, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we drafted Jacoby. He's one of the few skill position players Bill has. Well, probably wasn't even Bill,
He's
but
an
that we have hit on.
undrafted free agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's an undrafted free
Really?
agent. Yeah. In
Who's
2000.
drafted?
Yep. I'm looking it up right now.
Well, that makes more sense than why he was good and he was there at being a skill position player, because Lord knows we didn't draft him.
Yeah, it's kind of like our general manager finding Ivan Pace. Like, he didn't find him. He just, like, fell in your lap because your scout found him. Kind of that situation. It's like an Adam Thielen situation, really. He was undrafted. Look at the career he made for himself. Pretty impressive. But, yeah, glad to get the dub.
Yep. Very nice. And just quickly, Dong on TDs beat AB's Welfare 258 to 216. Nolan beat the Diversity Hires 260 to 217. And OG Snowbone, who's I think won 4 in a row now, beat Tricky Dicky, who falls to 1-5 at 170 or 237 to 173.
I want it to be known that even with this loss, I'm still number 1 in league standings. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, for now. Snowbone's coming for you.
He is. He's winning it, and I got nothing negative to say about his team.
And he doesn't wait till he gets Justin Jefferson back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will see.
Well, I guess, yeah, we will see about that.
Let's see. Transactions this past week. Did we mention the trade on the last episode? I'm pretty sure we talked
I
about the
think
CeeDee
so.
Lamb trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that if we hadn't gone through, it did go through. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, because that was in the afternoon. It had. Yeah, we had just done it that day.
For sure.
Okay, so here on the 14th, Slick Vic picked up Salvon Ahmed in place of McKinnon. Reed dropped Terry. What's his name? Tony Jones. And then added Jalen Phillips, a multi-position playing. I like that pickup for Samaj P. Ryan. Bryce, his first move was adding a linebacker, Lulu. What's his first name? Frankie. In place of Matthew Judon. Fuck that. That's my guy right there. Added Carson. Dong on TDs. Added Tyrod Taylor for Van Jefferson. Ty added Gerald Everett for Jawan Johnson. Fairburn been bouncing around all week. Dropped by Carson or Dong on TDs. It says the name right here. It's not the team name. It's really annoying because I think last week I accidentally said Nolan's last name on there too, and now I think about it, I think I forgot to bleep that out. Yeah, dropped Fairburn, picked up Myers, dropped the Houston defense, picked up the Buccaneers. Peluso picked up Mitchell. Brady picked up Jordan Hicks, who's been balling out at the linebacker spot. That was a nice pickup. I was thinking about doing the same. It's nice to have players from your team on your roster too. Bryce Coop picked up P. Ryan, probably to fill out that roster. Let's see. I picked up Darius Slayton. I dropped Dowdle. I added Malik Willis
I actually like that.
for Van Geek. Well, I like it too.
Terrible.
It, really, I almost considered it.
Terrible pickup.
He's sitting right there. I know it's a bye week, but Tannehill's probably not going to play next week, and I'm excited to see because I have Levis and I have Willis, so I'm hoping one of them takes that job right from him very convincingly because they got receivers there. Some people I really like to listen to say that D-Hop, like, he doesn't look bad there, that it's just been the offense really sucks. So he's still got some in the tank. Treylon Burks might make a fool out of me for dropping him. You never know. I doubt it, but they got a third guy on there. He's been pretty decent this year. He's got 2 last names. I'm not sure what they are. But I did drop a Chargers defensive man to make room for Tyler Bagent on my taxi squad. He might end up playing this week. Bryce Coop picked up Hassan Reddick for Tremaine Edmonds, which I didn't really get that. Tremaine Edmonds been fairly solid at linebacker. I feel like better than Reddick.
Yeah, I don't know what that was
I don't
about.
know. That was kind of a silly move.
Kind of a name, or maybe just he plays multiple positions. I don't know. Dropped Calvin Austin for the Colts defense. I don't know if he needed a defense for this week. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have done that. I like Calvin Austin going forward, especially in a dynasty league. Dong on TDs. Picked up McCole Hardman. Dropped Tyrod Taylor. Did he even play Tyrod Taylor at all?
I don't think so.
That's funny. And then Reed here picked up Fairburn. Then
So,
dropped him right back
did
for
not-
Groupie.
Well, I just want to say, did not realize he was on bye, and I was like, well, here's the other guy I've been looking at nonstop.
Yeah.
I'll just pick him up for the rest of the.
I wondered if you were just trying to play a waiver game, like keep him off so that you can get your kicker for this week, and then you're going to go back and claim Fairburn again.
I
wonder if
don't
that's
plan
what
on
you're
it. I think I'm just gonna run Groupie.
Yeah.
However you say his name, Groupie. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Then after that, the most noticeable thing I think right here is probably that Nolan dropped Zach Wilson for Brian Hoyer because he needs guys this week. So understandable, but if I have anything to say about it, he's not getting Zach Wilson back. And if it's not because of me, I imagine it's because somebody else will pick him up because I know Bryce was interested in a quarterback, needs a quarterback.
You're fifth on the wire this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been working my way up, and I don't think I'm getting any higher anytime soon because those guys, Nolan, I can tell you right now, is not letting go of that number one spot anytime soon. Maybe at all. He might not ever use it. Nolan, like in all the leagues I play with, is almost always at the top of the waiver wire because he doesn't use it. Normally because he drafts so well, I guess. But AB. That running back, whatever it was, he picked up the 49ers running back he picked up this week, right on the deadline. He literally beat me to it by seconds because we were both up there waiting for those waiver claims to process so we wouldn't have to use our waiver priority. And we were both sitting right there. And I got a little distracted and looked at another player. If I'd have just claimed him, he'd have been on my roster.
Damn.
But I got distracted, AB stayed focused. He got the job done. He got the player. I don't know if it will end up mattering. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. But that's all the transactions for the week. Awards. Reed, weren't you least efficient? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least efficient. I'm gonna beat you this week.
Bryce did. Bryce was most efficient in his first week. He didn't score a lot of points, but he was most efficient.
How
I
does
hear.
that work?
He just really capitalized. I guess I don't know. I mean, I think everyone on his bench. I don't think anyone on his bench really played. I think because he didn't have many people. 'Cause remember, he was. Yeah, we were worried about Saquon not playing for him, and if it was going to be an empty spot. But yeah, he probably got that kind of by default. I might get that, but me or Nolan will probably get that by default this week, just because we have so many people on buys and stuff. Like I think I might have one player on my bench that's not going to be on the buy, or injured. Tree J highest points and loss 222, lost to Brady in his first loss. Lowest points in a win, Brady. Congratulations. Narrowest victory was also Brady. Biggest blowout was Snowbone, who didn't really put up a ton of points, 237 to Tricky Dickie's 178, who was also the underachiever. Nolan was the overachiever. All right. Now, the moment Reed has been waiting for. Moving to week 7 right now. We're pretty heavily invested in this Jacksonville Saints game, as Reed and I are playing each other. We both have players in this game. I've got the Saints defense and Rashid Shaheed, who is not, honestly, reception total wise, done kind of what I want out of him. He just doesn't have any return yards.
Yeah, it's good for me. But
Yeah.
I've got Chris Olave, and their kicker, who's got 10.5. So
Yeah.
decent. I need Olave to catch a big catch or a touchdown. Just give me some more.
All to Shaheed. He's the real playmaker down there. Fastest guy on the roster. Give it to him. Looking at this matchup this week, though, Reed probably does have it by default. I have so many people on bye and injured. Right now, I'm hoping Daniel Jones can play, so I can have him for quarterback. If not, it's going to be Tyler Bagent season. And I don't want to have to root for the Bears to have found like a gold mine quarterback, especially when they could trade Fields off for a haul. That's not what I want. So, yeah, really hoping Daniel Jones can go and plays well. But IDP, let me fix that real quick. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, Quincy Williams gone. He's probably got that on lock. Otherwise, I would say we'd probably be pretty even there. Defenses with the way it's looking, I'm looking probably get about 21 points. You'll probably win that. Kicker, I mean, you might get some more points. Either way, you got a nice showing out of your kicker right there, 10.5, especially for a waiver wire kicker. That's going to help you a lot. I also have a waiver wire kicker this week, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, little fun fact: you and I have the number 1 and 2 linebackers in fantasy points this year.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Quincy rose so high.
Yep. I have the number 1 defensive lineman as well. I think was Daniil Hunt. Is it Daniil or Daniel Hunter? Daniil. He's number 2, isn't he?
He's number 1 right now.
Oh, he
by 1 point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because T.J. Watt had his bye week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But this is where it really starts to get ugly for me. Super flex. Yeah, it's Kenny Pickett. He's not that great, but matching up against Hunter Henry, that's all Reed right there. At the flex spot, Zay Flowers is definitely the best flex option here. Most consistent. Kendrick Bourne, if things not against Buffalo though.
Oh.
Not against Buffalo.
Just so you guys know, I'm more than likely putting in Jaleel McLaughlin in place of Jackson Smith and Jigba come Sunday. Just
and that will only help your case, in my opinion. Tight end. He's got tight end 1, Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
But Jonnu Smith has been pretty fucking solid this year.
And Laporta's playing hurt. He's got a calf injury. He was limited again yesterday.
That's not good.
So he'll probably play through it again. But he had a lot of targets, but not a lot of catches.
Yeah.
Not too many. He had kind of a down week. But
So I think we can at least even out there.
yeah.
Going to receiver with Rashid's performance tonight. I guess Olave luckily hasn't
Ooh, 2 more points. Let's go.
gone off yet.
He's got 12.3.
Yeah, I mean it's still the fourth quarter and they're behind, so they're gonna be throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So we both still stand a chance to get some points, but obviously it favors you a little bit better because they will probably target him first.
4th and 5.
Yeah, but it is the same. Who knows what they'll do? Yeah, he's got 10 targets. Shahid's got 6, which not bad. But Addison Godwin, Addison going against San Francisco. Yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about it being a low-scoring game in the Atlanta-Tampa Bay game, though, so who knows what Chris Godwin does. He might not do much. Receivers might just might be kind of shitty for both of us this week. But probably an edge towards you, I would say, especially with where things are now. Now, running back is where I will say I'd probably give myself my 1 edge on the week. I think I can win that battle. Kenneth Walker, he's been nice. RB1 for me so far. Definitely better than Jacobs. Definitely better than James Cook. And I think Madison and James Cook, fantasy-wise, are fairly pretty similar. You could argue one's better than the other on probably any given week, just depending on their matchup. So I like my running back there, and he's obviously going to win the quarterback battle because he's got Jalen Hurts.
Real quick, I will say that Kenneth Walker and Josh Jacobs are dead even points. Basically.
Total points on the year?
Yeah,
Are they?
they're 10 and 11
in position. What about total points?
for their position. Like they're both 10 and 11.
I know, but how many total points do they have? If you're
Walker has 0.4 more.
Really?
Yes.
I guess I'm wrong.
And who's your other one running back to?
Madison to Cook.
Okay, so Cook is 17, Madison's 19, and it's a 4-point difference. So they're pretty close. Our 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, but Man, if Josh Jacobs could just freaking pick it up like he was last year. He's having such a down year. It's the weirdest thing. I hope he's not washed. I took a flyer on him. I really don't want to have to try to draft a running back. But
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting unless you know that's like a Bijan Robinson or something.
You could always trade for McCaffrey.
I've tried.
I am also trying to trade for McCaffrey.
Are we going to get into that? Are we going to break those eggs? The
Do you
McCaffrey
wanna break
trade?
that down? We may as well. We're right here talking about these teams, anyways.
All right, yeah.
So Bryce, I guess he's rebuilding. I take it.
Yeah, he's wanting depth and he's looking towards drafting.
Yeah, which I think is the smart move. Play in a free year. I think he's making the right move there. Put Christian McCaffrey and Dallas Goedert on the trade block, and I would say, like, I'm pretty sure everyone in the league when they saw that, like, well, I'm sure everyone they saw it, but like something like that, I feel like, you know, normally just like everyone at the chat would be seeing it like pretty soon, especially like when he did it was like a Monday, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It took a few hours for people to like trickle in and see that that was on there. Like, I think I was the second person to see. I think you were the first.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as soon as I saw that, I just started like foaming at the mouth. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, here's my chance. Because I guess clearly with the CD Lamb trade and with just some of my moves so far, I'm trying to make a push to remain competitive and make a push this year. And I think that adding those two would be very vital in doing that. And from what I hear, multiple sources indicate that Bryce is leaning towards accepting one of my trades.
Yep, Zach's given apparently the best offer. Which
I don't doubt.
But you also in that trade with Tricky Dickie's pick, isn't that McCaffrey and Goddard?
Yes.
Okay.
I offered him 3 trades, and all 3 of them were for McCaffrey and Goddard.
Okay.
And one actually involves Watson too. So the first trade I sent over was, I realized how bad it was. Well, maybe not bad. It wasn't a bad trade, but he wanted a quarterback, and I was like, yeah, I can add to this, because initially it was Hunter Henry, Alexander Madison, my 2025 first round draft pick, Tricky Dickie's first round pick this year, and then Slick Vic's second round from this year, for McCaffrey and Goddard. And then he was like, that's really solid, but I need a quarterback. And I was like, valid. So I was like, I can add Jones or Garoppolo in there, either one. And he never named one, so I was like, I'd rather give you Jones. I just feel like Garoppolo's, for this year, what I'm trying to do is going to be my better option long term. Who fucking knows between those two? But yeah, that is actually probably my ideal trade for him to accept. So that was my initial trade. And so after he said he wanted a quarterback, I thought, okay, maybe he wants like a franchise QB. And I was like, I got to understand, if I want a guy like McCaffrey and probably a tight end 3 or 4 like Goddard, like the next closest thing to a sure thing outside of Kelsey and Andrews you can get there, and I guess now maybe Laporta. Like even just over the years though, so I guess you can't even really put Laporta quite in their category yet. But this trade was Watson, McCaffrey, and Goddard for Hunter Henry, Alexander Madison, Joe Burrow, 2025 second, and Slick Vic's second round pick this year. Yeah, I wasn't gonna give away much on picks other than second round picks with Burrow, because obviously I'm not gonna leave it up to Daniel Jones and Jimmy Garoppolo to lead me to victory this year.
Yeah.
And then the last trade I offered him, did it also involve Deshaun? Oh, okay, no, it didn't. I didn't think so. Okay, it was those two for Garoppolo, Hunter Henry, Daniel Jones, Alexander Madison, 2025 second, and Slick Vic's second this year. So yeah, I hope he takes the Tricky Dicky trade, because I think that's probably best for me this year, and gives me a really good team, and plus it also allows me to clear a roster spot available for Kyler Murray. Although all these trades allow me to clear roster spots. That's
Yeah.
part of the point.
I started really subtle. I said, Kenny Pickett and James Cook? Question mark. He's like, no. It's like, all right.
Yeah, as he should.
I said, Kenny Pickett and Josh Jacobs? Question mark. Slowly climbing the ladder, just kind of testing the water because he's not giving me any counters, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep throwing.
I respect the strategy.
I'm gonna keep moving up the ladder, and
you got a low ball first. You don't
Yeah.
overpay.
I'm gonna keep slowly giving you more and more. I'm not gonna just.
Especially in a situation like yours where you're 5-1.
Yeah, I want them, but like I don't want to give up too much, so I'm trying to figure out how much I have to give up.
Yeah.
So I said, what about Kirk and Cook? And because I was like, if I'm gonna give up Kirk, I don't want to give up Josh Jacobs because I would like to keep my top running back because then that would balance out my top 10 fantasy QB being out. I feel like I was like, okay. So I say Kirk and Cook. I was like, Cook's the number one option in Buffalo, and he didn't want to bite on it. So I was like, dude, I said if I throw in a third player, would that maybe kind of? I said because I don't want to give up my draft picks. Like I said, it's gonna mess up my whole draft strategy if I give up draft picks. Like I want to use them. I don't want to just give them up. I don't need to. So I said, what about Kirk, Cook, and Tutu Atwell? I said, or even Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he wasn't really biting. I think he really wants picks, and I think that's why he's going to end up taking your trade. But I also even mentioned maybe Cousins, Jacobs, and Tutu or Smith, but I really don't want to give up Jacobs. So, but I also mentioned maybe Kirk and Jacobs for McCaffrey only, but I think he's going with yours. So I think Brady offered some trades, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Let me see what I actually offered. I offered him Dak, Gibson, and a second round pick. Pretty much low ball. Started out with and declined it. Like Dak, Tyler Conklin, Gibson, second round pick. Declined it. Then he counter offered McCaffrey, a second round pick for Lamar Jackson, Ramondre Stevenson, and a second round pick. So I declined that. I'm definitely not trading Lamar Jackson away. QB7 in the league. Wasn't happening. But especially for a running back. I mean, if you're looking at a player for like a 1-year fantasy league, yeah, probably. But like, I have 10 years of Lamar to like 3 years of Christian McCaffrey. Nope. Not doing that. Couldn't stomach that. But we'll see.
Yeah. Very good. Hopefully I do win that sweepstakes. Where would that put me in your guys' power rankings if I were to get McCaffrey and Goddard?
And
Let's say in exchange for the one deal with where I only give up Daniel Jones, Hunter Henry, and Madison, and then all the picks.
I think I need to see that and look at it set up next week.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
To really just kind of...
You're giving up Daniel Jones too, and picks?
The trade that it sounds like he wants to accept, and that if he's wanting picks would make the most sense, would be McCaffrey and Goddard for Hunter Henry, Daniel Jones, Alexander Madison, 2025 first from me, Tricky Dickey's first pick this year, and then Slick Vic's second round pick this year.
Yeah, that's probably the one he's going to take.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Because I asked him, I said, dude, what am I trying to beat here? And once he laid it out for me, I'm like, shit. I was
why
like...
is he trying to get rid of McCaffrey if he's...
Like, he depth in picks. He wants to build. He wants to make... Because, you know...
McCaffrey's the piece
the former owner auto-drafted like half his team. And
Yeah.
it left him really crippled. So he's trying to fill his needs. That's why when I asked him, he's like, QB, running back, wide receiver. Like, those were what he wanted.
God, I've been looking at running backs coming in this draft, and I'm saying there's no Bijan Robinson. So you're like, really throwing
right now,
there's
always a rookie that pops out and looks
that
good.
you're gonna find like on the waiver.
Maybe.
Yeah, or you get smart and draft them in your first 2 picks.
We'll see.
Or maybe you draft someone that someone else really likes.
He does still have Saquon.
Yeah, he does.
And does he have... I don't... That might...
AJ
Don't get me
Dillon.
wrong.
There's
Like,
the only 2 running backs I think he has, actually.
It's obviously
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, yeah.
with 4 picks in this next
But he did pick up
draft.
Piran.
I'm definitely considering drafting a running back for sure. It's just like looking at him, you're like throwing a dart at a dartboard, like shit, you know, because there's nobody on. There's no like Gibbs, those prospects like that. So I don't even know if there's a first round running back getting drafted this year, like an actual draft. So it's just but there's always those gems that you're gonna find. The Pacheco was in the 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
I tried trading for Pacheco a couple times and got declined.
Yeah, I've thought about it. Pacheco.
I threw Dak and like a running back for Pacheco.
Dak and a running back for Pacheco, and he said no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What my strategy was like, okay, I can use Dak as a trade piece to get my running backs like solid.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about
Yeah, that's
drafting a
smart.
running
Yeah,
back.
I get that.
And then I can
Absolutely.
just draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
He was not biting at all. It's like damn dude, I'm
Yeah.
like really giving you a fair offer. And he's
Yeah.
just,
No. Yeah.
I was like, whatever. Like, I'm done negotiating with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I got with AB.
I remember trading with Tricky Dicky before, and he drives a hard bargain.
I even tried Jonathan Taylor. There wasn't budging. I was like, dude, you got a contract. He's guaranteed. So I'm like, okay, he's obviously going to get some work. Even if Zach Moss probably gets traded, or he gets traded somewhere, he's going to fight for something. He's only 24 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, damn, dude. Like quarterback, like, yeah. I'm obviously looking at fucking one of the two first round picks for sure, but I don't know. It's not necessarily a need though if I do keep Dak, so it makes things interesting. Yeah.
I guess moving on with to Brady's matchup.
Well, real quick, who's everyone's picks this week? I don't think we said for this
Toronto
matchup.
Texans.
You're picking yourself?
Staying wave. Riding that staying wave.
Well, and if you win this week, I'm fucking losing. There ain't no way. With all these players on bye, with you calling my
Yeah, you've been
team
calling
the
it
Kansas
the
City
same
Chiefs
thing.
and all the shit you've been talking, dude, if I lose this week, I'm gonna break my fucking phone or some stupid shit. Swear to God. I already told Jasmine, I said, hey, if I'm just telling you, if I lose to Zach this week, it's gonna completely ruin my fucking week. So if I'm upset, leave me alone.
Yeah, you'd never hear the end of that, man. I mean, you're already getting shit right now. Lost. But I'm going title town.
Especially come off season, yeah, you would never hear the end of it. I would probably try to hold it in during the regular season.
I hope you guys match up in the playoffs.
If we do,
Well,
I hope it's in the
I
finals.
mean, honestly, I kind of hope you fucking implode because of your first round pick, but
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking to move him to 3 and 4 this week, so one step closer.
No, thank you. But the team formerly known as Crash for Caleb, formerly known as Implosion for the Trojan, now once again known as the London Silly Nannies.
I had to go back.
Yeah,
I had
of
some
course.
fun
Yeah,
for it.
absolutely you did, and I'm glad you did. The London Silly Nannies just feels right.
It is my team. I just, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
you got a
emotional
little
for
fun.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, a little
alright?
fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But
He got a win. He feels a little better.
I was like, all right, we're back. We're back. God damn it.
The tank's over.
Yeah, we're
The
ready,
tank's over.
man.
We're here.
You fucking just fucking pull off a 8 straight and win the championship.
Oh, man.
That'd be
bro.
nuts.
It won't happen.
I don't even know how I'd feel about that, honestly. I don't even know if I'd be able to process it.
Me either, but like my first year in the league, I started off like 1-5 and made
Yeah.
the playoffs and finished 3rd.
I mean, Conquistadors, he started off with 1 win. He was down to like 1-3, 1-4 this year, just like me. Or 1-3, I think it was. And he's bouncing back, and he's done that before. Like, started off like, I think it was like 0-6, and then rattled off like 8 wins. And I think missed the playoffs by like a game or half a game or something like that.
Yeah.
So crazy things do happen. It's fantasy football, and you are on track right now. It says projected wise, anyways, to still win. I'm guessing he's still got someone hurt. Yeah, he's still got Brian Hoyer.
DK Metcalf is questionable too, and I don't know if he's
Yeah.
going to play. Despite all that, I don't think Hawk's going to have a good game. He's playing San Fran. I got, very questionable matchups across the board. I like Watson against Denver. I think he could score a lot. Jacoby against Chicago, but Stevenson against Buffalo. I really don't have an option. I mean, I guess I could play Kelly, but I'd rather just take the chance with Stevenson falling into the end zone.
Yeah,
You worried about Metcalf playing?
A little bit, but I have a plan for that. And that plan is Powell. And honestly, he returns punts, so he gets me points. I mean, I'll take the 9 or 10 points
Yeah.
so he can get me it.
Definitely.
Like, I'm not asking for much, and I have a lot of buys this week. Prescott's on a buy, Gallup, who I just traded for, and also my D lineman Burns, but I think I'd rather play.
Derwin James hurt.
Jordan James is questionable. I think he's on track to play, but
Are you not going to play Hicks? Just because they're playing San Fran?
yeah, I mean, I would have considered it against the matchups, but Okeraki's just a monster, and how can I take him out? He's really there for depth and also kind of matchups. Let's say if Colts are playing like San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he what was he linebacker? Or he
Let's
was
see.
like top 5, wasn't he?
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
I will say that he has the same buy as Hicks.
I know that. Okay. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it
right.
keeps him away from your competition too. So I mean,
Yeah.
where's
It really
there you go.
was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be my strategy when I pick up Zach Wilson. Keep
Yeah.
him away from someone else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone's gonna need your quarterback, and
Exactly.
I'll be happy to dispense. Should I get him? I guess.
Yeah, Tannehill's on a bye. He's obviously questionable too. God. Yeah. Outside of my 2 quarterbacks, my third quarterback is not very good, but you can't really expect that.
Oh wow, that game got to 24-24.
No way.
Oh, is it really a tie game? Oh, it is.
Yeah, not much more from you. Got a couple more points from Olave. I haven't got anything else from Shaheed, but yeah,
I
it
can't
wasn't
see
them that did it. Groupie doesn't have any more points either, so I don't know how they got it. Probably Kamara.
I would imagine. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 rush. Wait, no. He's got 15 carries, 43 yards, and then 10 catches for 75 yards.
Yeah, Kamara doing Kamara things.
I should have took a chance on him.
Yeah. Man, can you imagine the Conquistadors? Like, this is kind of what I wanted to get into earlier. I think it was. We were talking about power ranking and stuff. I guess we can talk about it now. Man, his team, if Nick Chubb wasn't hurt.
Oh, I know.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it'd be nuts.
Holy shit. He would be fucking loaded. And if you didn't get rid of Palmer, I don't know what Palmer did this past week. I guess their offense wasn't that great, so.
I mean, even.
It might not have been as bad of a move as we thought, but
Yeah.
still, holy cow.
He's still got a chance to win it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He is in win now mode. He has some aging players, which he's
Mhm.
going to have to address in the
At some
next
point.
couple of years, but he's looking pretty solid right now
But
with
you
his
know what?
pillar players.
That jackpot, like he said, he's
Yeah.
got his eye on the jackpot. That
Yeah.
jackpot covers your fantasy costs for the next 6 years, and I don't doubt that you can rebuild a team in that time. So
absolutely.
and maybe win another. So I mean, fucking hey, man, if you got it, like he's got his window, he may as well send it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's going to be good next year, I'm sure.
Yeah, he really lucked out on
Yeah,
that injury.
yeah.
It looked
They
a
both
lot
did.
Worse, man, a lot worse than it was. But yeah, I mean, he did. The Cup trade worked out for him really well, but he still scares the shit out of me with his hamstring because it wasn't just like your regular. I think it's a chronic issue. That's why he went up to a specialist in Minnesota to like really work on that. Could be a linger issue. I mean, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
He's one fucking bad turf pull away, you know.
Yeah, you ain't wrong about that.
Yeah, and he's 30. you
And
know.
all the players want the grass now, so I don't get what we're still dealing with turf.
They're moving it next year.
Okay, good.
At least Minnesota is for sure.
All right. Who? Well, I guess kind of skipped ahead a little bit right there. So who are we picking for Silly Nannies and Nolan? I'm gonna go Nolan if he gets his roster figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Silly nannies.
If he's not starting like a blank spot in his superflex with Brian Hoyer. If Brian Hoyer plays right there.
Yeah, I'm taking Nolan. I mean, his running back already has 23 points in
Yeah.
the fourth quarter, and his D-back has 12. So
Yeah,
can't
he's
really
off to a
ask
good
much more.
start.
Yeah, really off to a good start. I have tough matchups.
And he's just got to figure out that flex and what's the other one? Yeah, that's the only one he's really missing out right now.
I'm excited about my future with my
Yeah, you should be.
team, with the players I have. I just need to fill up a couple spots.
I think you could push. I think you could be like fighting for a playoff spot next year.
All right, I think
Going to a
I'm gonna
winner by
change
next
to-
year might be a lot, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm changing to Nolan. Whatever. I'm gonna change it. I'm looking at it.
all right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go Brady because every time Reed changes his pick like that, he ends up being wrong because he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have followed you." I'm kidding. Don't change it. Don't change it. I'll stick with Nolan just so that you can be wrong.
I was on the fence about it.
So we're all on Nolan. Dong on TDs at Snowbone.
Ooh, what a matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Dong all day. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but his linebackers about got 40,
Oh,
which
shit.
which
Yeah,
is
Will Collins.
which is
He's a
the
beast.
third fantasy linebacker
Yeah,
this
I was
year.
really looking at him.
He'll probably be number 1 after this week. Then
I'm sure.
there's a good chance. Yeah. Because I know number 2's on bye, so he's definitely passing him.
Jesus, he's a monster.
Yeah, yeah.
He was number 1 last year.
Yeah, he is a fantasy beast for sure.
Has it not updated because he's ranked 594th?
That thing doesn't update at the player card. It's
okay.
garbage. I
Oh,
don't think that thing's
Yeah, you
actually
gotta go
updated.
over to the leaderboard
Oh,
for
okay.
sure. At least probably for defensive players, anyways. I'm not
Mhm.
sure on offensive players. But yeah, he's got just the better IDPs. Derek Carr getting him a decent enough day out the super flex, enough to beat Najee Harris. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Flexes. I kind of like Snowbone a little bit right there with Adams and Rice over Judy and Ayuk, although it's pretty close. Kyle Pitts, if he has a good game, will do what Ingram did.
Ayuk's probably gonna have a pretty good game against Minnesota.
Kyle Pitts.
No, Ayuk.
Oh, Ayuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he might. Definitely an exploitable defense.
I think Dong on TDs is going to crush in the IDP department because
Okay.
he needs to play Antoine Winfield. Antoine Winfield's been a monster, except for, I guess, last week he had 6 fantasy points, which is not good. But
And Ayo. I know at one point in the year we said that Snowbone's receiver room, his trio, was going to carry him through the whole year. His receiver group this year is who is it? Who is this? Jameson Williams. What's he been doing so far?
He did.
Not a lot. But I guess it doesn't look like he was playing these first weeks.
I mean, he played week 6, got 14 points, which isn't bad.
no, but he's got Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, and
Justin Jefferson.
yeah.
But he's got no Justin Jefferson though.
No, that's going to hurt him
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, his right receiver room is not going to carry him any longer.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling he's going to be progressing downwards until he gets him back.
Although Kareem Hunt, nice game, fantasy game last week.
Mhm.
Got a good chunk of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goff was solid.
That's crazy. Only took 37% of the snaps though. That's crazy. 12 attempts, 3 targets.
Efficient.
Yeah, that's probably about as much as you're going to get out of a Cleveland running back. What was it that Jerome Ford did? It was gross.
I don't know.
Let me go look at his numbers. I looked at it like briefly during the day, and I was like, oh, that's not. I guess he salvaged the day. It was worse than that. 12.6. There was one point. It was just like all rushing attempts for like 20 yards, and it was like 12 attempts. It was like not good. And he got 17 attempts, 2 targets. That's more than I thought. But, matchup.
Yeah. Down on TVs all day.
Yeah. Then we got diversity hires versus Tree J. Tree J getting out to the lead. What did he do to do that? Is that his defense? No, Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Pete
Oh,
Werner.
he was off to a rough start there. He kind of salvaged it.
It's a touchdown, yeah. Michael Thomas. We should just get hurt again, dude. I'm just
Calvin
kidding. It's
Ridley.
terrible.
Now Jacksonville scored again.
Stop.
Gone backwards since the start of the year. He's had a couple of decent games, fantasy games here, but has not been what we thought he was going to be after week 1. I remember after week 1, everyone, and myself included, just like super high on Calvin Ridley, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like he's going to be really good, but we'll see. I'm going to go Tree J here.
Me too, and it is to be noted, New York diversity hire kept Trevor Lawrence on his bench and he's starting Geno Smith.
No way.
Yeah, he did. Game is almost over and Trevor Lawrence has 23. I don't know what Geno's going to do against Arizona.
He's got 31.6.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that updating on mine?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Shoot.
Tragic.
Solid.
Guess Gino could go off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Guess he could have just played both.
Right, and then we got Tricky Dicky versus AB's Welfare. AB's Welfare. Pretty solid team versus a very not solid team. Christian Kirk already off to a nice start for him. Curtis Granderson on the DL getting 14.5 points. You love that out of a defensive lineman. Yeah, off to a good start, and I doubt Tricky Dicky counters.
Yeah, a team that is likely going to be the number one pick without having their first round pick next year.
Yeah, that's not happening. Team AB Welfare. For sure.
And then in our last matchup, we got the Conquistadors versus Team Bryce. Conquistadors all day. Kamara's already off for almost 30 points.
Easy pick.
Yeah.
11 catches. He's pretty much a receiver out there.
And just until Zach, I'm not going to bet against Zach Moss. I'm not going to count on him. I don't know if I would start. Who knows though?
He should go to a team that could really use him. Like, I don't know what his value would be, but be an RB.
Yeah, they're obviously not going to do much this year. They may as well just trade him, get some value.
Yeah, you might as well.
Get a good draft pick for this year. Keep surrounding Anthony Richardson. Because obviously you got something going there. You got the quarterback, and you have other good pieces there.
Yeah, you got a decent line.
Yeah.
So
Decent defense. Keep that going. Stack on it in the draft.
probably go another receiver.
Yeah.
Saints are trying to drive down the field with 2 minutes left.
All to Shaheed.
Come back car.
Jacksonville's up a field goal.
All to Shaheed. Yeah, Conquistadors all
Jacksonville's
day.
up a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Oh shoot, it is a touchdown. I'm sorry, I can't see. I can't read. I'm blind.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I'm going with the Conquistadors.
Yeah, easy pick.
Mm-hmm. It's just a way better team.
Very excellent.
Yeah, I picked terrible last week. I finished 1-5, and my overall season record's 21-15. Going into this week, yeah, that was bad. My worst week so far. It was. I was tallying it up today. I didn't want to look at it.
Yeah. Well, anything else to add, fantasy related, guys?
Power rankings.
Oh yeah. Power
I
rankings.
would.
Yeah.
Well, real quick. CD Lamb was a bad trade. Mid receiver.
I'm happy to get 2 picks for him.
I'm gonna be write it down. You heard it here first, boys. I'm gonna have the number 1 seed and going into the playoffs.
Yeah, not happening. Also, CeeDee Lamb, not mid at all. Literally better than any receiver on your roster.
My roster is so young, especially at receiver. Olave's having a bad year. I don't know what to deal with
And
right now.
you're just ass at receiver, is what you mean to say. You suck at receiver. It's okay.
I
You're,
gotta-
you're
I gotta-
5-1. You can suck at something.
I've got 2 records.
Sure can.
I sure can, but right now I don't. That's the thing, though.
You do though. You suck at receiver. That's what I'm saying.
They're not awful. They're solid as
They're
a group.
Mid at best, and you're talking about CeeDee Lamb, who's ranked higher than any of your receivers.
He was
And-
only 2 spots above Atwell going into last week.
Still higher than all yours, isn't it? Is that still not higher than all of yours?
It is.
Yeah.
But he's not that far.
And he's not even the best receiver on my team.
Who's the best?
Rashid.
Really?
Maybe not after this week. Yeah, Rashid was like wide receiver 10 on the year. Not after this week he won't be, but yeah. 10 or 11.
Nice.
But what did CD do this year? Or this week?
19, I
Past
thought.
week? Yeah, it was
I
19.
think he got a touchdown. He had a good game.
Yeah, he had a great game.
No, I don't think
Not
it was a
great.
touchdown.
He had a
It
good
was
game.
like 7-7 for 119 or something.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
about
'cause
that?
they finally forced him the ball. He's overrated.
What are
Don't
you
worry.
talking
He's
about?
gonna fall off terrible.
He had 15
Trash.
almost 15 points week 1, 28 points week 2, 11, then 15, then he had 9, and then he had 22. And if you go look at him last year, he had like 3 single-digit games. So I've got one of them out the way.
Team's bad and you're gonna lose this week. That's all I gotta say.
We will see. We will
Malik
see.
Willis, trash. Teabag, trash.
Good thing he's not starting.
I like.
He's on a fucking bye week. What does he got to do with anything?
Terrible.
Anyways.
Power rankings.
Power rankings, yes.
I'm riding that Stain wave.
Why you start, Reed?
I'm going to leave it as is and stay number one.
Wow.
Ass.
Shocker.
I'm number one in league standings. I got no reason yet to give it to anyone else, so I'm just gonna hang on to it. It doesn't matter if someone's team's better than mine. Where we're at right now, in my opinion.
Your team sucks.
OG Snowbone moved up to number 2.
Overrated.
So that meant Dong on TDs dropped from 2 to 3, and Nolan dropped from 3 to 4. AB's welfare also dropped consequently 1 to 5. New York Diversity hired State 6. The Conquistadors, whose team is trending way upward, jumped up to 7. Toronto Stains jumped up 2 to 8.
That's bullshit.
Tree J dropped 1 to 9. Bryce dropped 3. Fall from Grace. Team struggling. And 11 and 12 are the same as the last week. Tricky Dicky and London Slidans. Ring it in.
Okay. Interesting. That's a bit different. Dong on TD is coming in at 1. Just the best team. It's hard to go against that, really. Back on the win column. Moving up to number 2 in spite of his quarterback play. No one. He's got a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, if he had Aaron Rodgers, I mean, my God.
Yeah.
What he could have done.
He might be undefeated right now.
It's tough to say, but yeah. Putting it at 3, Titletown. Dropping 2 spots, but still in the top 3.
Fair.
4,
Respect
I have OG. And I really like his receivers. I mean, if he had Jefferson, he's just a tough out for anyone. And he's on a roll right now. 5, I got AB. 6, Vic. I like his team. Makes a big jump. Solid what he's doing. 7, I got Taint Stains.
Nice.
And he could be trending upwards with the McCaffrey trade if that goes through. So, good for him. 8, coming in at 8 New York Diversity hires, yeah. Although he might lose this week. So now he'll be 8. And I originally had Bryce at 9, but I'm going to put Tree J at 9 and Bryce at 10. Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there, but 11, Tricky Dicky, and then 12 myself. And that's because I scored the least amount of points, and I just got my first one.
You got the least amount of points scored?
I think it was second, wasn't it? Because Tricky Dicky had like 170 something.
Look at that. I'm still in last place.
Firmly over. Very nice. Very nice. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
I was actually happy. I was like, well, it's like I won, but like, am I still in last place?
Yeah,
Points.
Yeah, definitely.
Go.
Oh man,
I mean-
Saints are in the red zone.
Hey,
guys.
you
I
know
wanted
what?
to be bad, but I was like, I can't go.
You can't ask for more out of a tanking team.
Right? I was like, I won, and I'm still in last.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Tiger Woods on the 18th, bro. The fucking fist pump.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Implosion for the Trojan.
Yes, sir. So my power rankings, a little bit different than your guys's. Number 1, Dong on TDs, of course. Yeah, just solid roster. Number 2, Nolan. He's a QB away from being number 1.
Yeah.
Number 3, AB. He's welfare, just top to bottom, solid team. I don't think he really lags bad at any position. Conquistadors, number 4.
Wow, that's a big jump.
It doesn't matter. It's not a valid list, so keep going.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Reed said something about Conquistadors being a better number. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea, Reed. When I was making this list, I was like, I'm putting him right there.
I had him move up, and not that high. I had him a 6. Or no, not 6. I'm
Oh.
sorry, 7.
Yeah, I got
3
him
out of a
4.
6.
Very solid team.
So you're super high on him.
Yeah, Snowbone, I got him 5.
One might say with Vic, you're fucking sucking him off there. Real hard. Sucking Vic's team off real hard, though.
No, I think top to bottom.
Purposely probably
top to
shot him
bottom.
above me just so you could just shit on me
top
some
to
more.
Bottom, he's got a very solid roster. His bench can use
is.
some depth, but just a better roster. I really like his receivers.
Butthole.
5.
He's
I got
freaking
Snowbone.
8th in the league, and you got a fucking 4 in your power rankings, dude. Jesus Christ. He's on like a 2-game win streak. He was like 1-3, and you're fucking.
He's 500, isn't he? He's got
Now?
the same record as me, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
power,
right.
power rankings are more than just about what the league record is. It's about what you did this week and what your
Well, it's
uptick
weird
is.
because like you guys are 7 and 8. So where are you at in your rankings? I'm curious now. 'Cause,
I don't know. I keep trying to get through, but you seem pretty buttered.
What's number 6? What's number 6? I'm just having fun with it. That's where we're at, number 6. We're at number 6. We're at number 6. Let's go.
You got so red. Okay. Number 5. Snowbone. Number 6. Diversity hires. I'm kidding. It's Titletown at number 6. Titletown number 6. Pretty solid roster. Really lacking a receiver. Could be better.
Quite.
I thought you were throwing the pen at me.
Sir, question in the back. How far could Titletown jump up if he wins this week?
Number 1. No, number 2. I'm sorry, I can't promise number 1. Number 2 though.
Fair.
Fair. All right. So after Titletown at 6, we got the diversity hires. Then we got myself, the Taint Stains, riding that taint wave upwards, upwards into that ball sack. Then we got Tree J after me, Bryce, Tricky, and then the Silly Nannies. Yup.
So we
You
all
know,
have.
if Titletown had a team like, or had a receiver, a
Like
caliber,
a top 10,
like
like a
CeeDee
top 10.
Lamb caliber, I might
Jacoby
I might be more inclined to also lift them in the power rankings too. But yeah, Chris Olave number
If he
1.
quit having a
just,
bad
like,
year,
can't
that'd be
support it.
awesome. Yeah. Or if Lamar Jackson would be a better quarterback until the ball safe flyers.
Bro, he's just fine.
You're already getting as much as you could have hoped for out of Zay Flowers.
I know. It's been nice.
He's a top 7
Yeah.
QB. He's fine.
He might be your best receiver. He probably is actually.
I think he'll end up being my
I do
best.
like Chris Olave. I had him last year, but I just don't trust Derek Carr.
So power rankings 8 through 12 are all the same. We were so close to
Am I
that. Or,
last in
sorry,
all of power rankings?
9 through 12 is the same. We almost had 8. Brady had Zach and diversity hires different than us, so close. Pretty accurate, except for Zach's tops is fucking weird. I don't know what's going on there.
What?
That top 6 is odd. I don't know
What top
about that.
6? Oh, my top 6?
Yeah, your power ranking top 6 is
I
weird.
think it's very accurate. Where are you in points scored, Reed?
I don't know how to
Probably
exactly.
Are you still like 7th?
Jeez, I don't know. I haven't really looked.
Yeah.
I just count the dubs. I just really count the dubs, dude. Because as long as my team
that's
shows
valid.
up and gets
that's
me,
valid. That's
as
valid.
long as my team gets me the win.
Points forced. Wow. Where are you at? Oh, okay, you're 4th. Okay. I'll scroll past it. Yeah. It's just kind of an overrated roster.
I'm
honestly.
4th in points.
Yeah, honestly, the two
Okay.
highest, the two 5-1 teams are 4th and 5th in points. Points allowed. You're
Mine's-
also 4th in that.
I was gonna say mine looks pretty
Snowbone's
high.
number 1 in points allowed, only 1,200. So he's had some. I feel like I looked at his schedule and I looked at it, and he's kind of had a favorable schedule so far. And I think he's about to start facing some more a steadier dose of competition. I think. Yeah, Tricky Dickie's really just kind of fucked because he is last in points scored. And has had the most points scored against him as well.
Do what now? What's that?
Tricky, he's scored the least amount of points in the league,
No, he hasn't.
and
That's me.
Oh, I was looking at max points forced. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's second in max forced. Okay.
Yeah.
So second to last in points
But
scored.
not by a lot, because I'm right behind you in points against as well.
Yeah, by only 5 points, and he's had the most points scored on him by like it looks like about 70, by almost 70 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys just getting beat up. Guys just getting beat up.
His running back room's fine.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to make some adjustments and do some thinking.
It's not like he has a
I'd say
garbage roster.
It's not.
I would say he should take a QB in the first round, but he can't.
Personally, with where he is at this point,
yeah.
I would
He probably
probably
proceed.
look at maybe moving Fields and trying to get some stuff for him. Maybe expect picks and
I would
a player.
get a receiver probably if I were him. Yes, like outside of Mike Evans.
Yeah, you could.
Go.
Selling Mike Evans might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, he definitely needs to look at probably selling some pieces coming up on the trade deadline here in a few weeks.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Boy, dude, he got fleeced in that trade. Look at Parsons' game logs.
Yeah.
Like outside of that, it's like 10,
Yeah.
3, 5, 6.
Yeah. And-
Ouch.
I mean, that was why I did it then, because I was like, sell high.
But he's
I have
handling
looked at that
stuff.
since, so.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hurting. Not only with picks, but just like now, how do you? You better hit your second round picks. Goodness.
Yeah, honestly,
Or make some trades.
it's looking like that Godwin for that first round pick actually that the Conquistadors and AB's welfare would have had, that would have actually ended up being a pretty solid trade now with the way Victor's team is trending upwards too.
You should have took my trade,
It's sent down. Which one was that?
Dak, for like another running back, and then for Pacheco. I would have gave him a quarterback, and he wouldn't be so like stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
He'd still have Jonathan Taylor. But
Yeah.
he could roll Dobbs and Russell Wilson if he wants, and
Yeah,
Fields.
maybe throw the offer, just closer to the deadline. Maybe he'll be more accepting of his team's fate for the year and be like, yeah, add some depth while I can. I don't know.
Yeah, or I might just keep Dak, and I might not quarterback, and I just
Just not worry about
really
it.
need, honestly. 'Cause, man, why reach for a quarterback if I don't have to? Depending on where I'm drafting, it really all depends. But he desperately needs a quarterback, regardless if he kept Fields or not.
Yeah, he could definitely stand to add another one for sure.
Because Wilson's not it anymore, and Dobbs is going to be replaced soon by Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully.
yo.
Hopefully. And aside from that, also with the Micah Parsons thing, I don't think he's even started him once since he even traded for him with the first one pick. I don't even think he started him.
What?
I don't think so either.
If I go back and look, I don't think he ever
I
started
don't
him.
mean to be so rude, but is he stupid or...
No.
Like that was after week
He-
2, right?
He's never played Dynasty, so I don't know what he's thinking. I haven't sat down and talked with the guys, so I couldn't answer that.
Pardon me for fucking... Like, that's just a dumb move.
No,
I'm looking at week 3. Oh no, he did start Micah Parsons week 3
Okay, man.
against you, Reed.
He really should.
So of course he lost.
Just looking at, he really should have thought that one through more. But good on you, man. So it really helps you out now.
Yeah.
But damn, he's got to be kicking himself hard right now.
Yeah. And going back to the AB's welfare and Slick Vic trade, I think that if AB had made his case like when the trade went through, he might have actually had a chance to get it passed. Because like initially my trade was voted no, but I made my case to the league, and then it got voted to pass. I think if he'd have gone and made his point, because at that time DJ Moore hadn't started really popping off yet,
Yeah.
and so he made the point there. I was looking, I was like, Victor does want to compete this year. I was like, if that's really what he wants to do, I mean, looking at it now,
what was that trade originally?
I think it was just Godwin for a first, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was offering everyone that. He offered me Godwin for a first. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing the same strategy. I mean, the way it's going, if Godwin has a decent year, if Victor keeps trending upwards, I think it would be better than Micah Parsons trade. And I don't think it would be that bad because you're getting, if Godwin does have like a good year, you're getting a surefire thing out of a pick from Victor, whereas where his pick might be, he might be later in the draft. Who knows what he could get if he's drafting, you know, middle of the rounds, late rounds. He's not getting, you know, your Marvin Harrison or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Any like the icons of the draft, I guess. Yeah. Very interesting stuff.
Happy I traded away Damian Pierce for Godwin. Pierce had 4.4.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna lose that trade at first, but
No.
no.
There's a reason I nicknamed him Bust.
Yeah.
He got hurt bad last year, and he has not looked like himself, and I wanted to move off him. I needed a
Smart.
better wide receiver.
And I think you did a good job getting off him too. I think Chris Godwin was a nice return.
Yeah, he's
nice
very,
return for him.
very consistent throughout his career. I wish Tom Brady was still there. When Tom Brady was there, he was averaging like 10 targets a game.
Yeah.
Like it's
That was
consistently.
Tom's guy for
Yeah.
sure.
Mike Evans always does Mike Evans things. 1,000 yards. But do you guys have anything else to add? Does
I
that
don't
wrap
think
it
so. I
up?
was about to ask you guys the same thing.
I think we touched on
I think
trades
we
and
covered it
pickups
all.
and
Got it all gravy. Cool deal.
Sweet.
All right. Well, with that, we will see you guys next week. Go Toronto State, Wayne. Go Toronto.
Stains.
Go
Let's
Toronto
go.
Stains. Ride that stain wave. Ride that stain wave hard
That
all the
stain
way up
wave
to the ball
fucking
sack.
stank.
All the way up
It
to the
fucking
coochie.
stank.
Oh yeah, it stanks. It's stanky up in the stain wave. Yeah, it is.
All right.
And
so
it's
Because
a
it's
good
trash.
stain.
Because it's
It's
garbage.
a good stain.
Garbage stain.
It's bay stain.
Trash stain.
It's like when you get up in bay.
About to go on a
It's
6-game
action in
losing
bay.
streak.
That's what it is.
Stink.
Hell no. But with that, we will see you guys. Take care. Go Toronto.
Later.
Later.